Today's best music.
Magic 89.9.
So let us all please welcome Miss Philippines Earth, Water, Miss Rocel.
Hi guys! I am
Hi.
so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Spoken like a true beauty queen.
Miss Rocel, are you in Manila or?
Wait. Slick? What? Slick?
You're
What's
my
wrong,
idol.
Slick?
You're
No,
my
I'm just
idol.
saying. Just the intro. Hi, thanks for having me here. Talagang ano mong plakado.
Beauty queen. Oh.
Oo, diba? Anyway.
Are you based in
proceed.
Manila or you're in the province?
Me? Oh, I'm in the city right now.
Okay.
Iloilo. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So what have you been busy with? I'm not sure. What's the situation there? Is it lockdown ba? Lockdown din ba in Iloilo now?
Hindi naman lockdown, but we're asked to stay indoors because cases are rising. But, the government is providing us with vaccination programs. We are being told to strictly follow the protocols. So
Yeah.
I'm proud that we are still, getting better. The situation is getting better, even though with all these cases.
Do you
Nice.
get ayuda?
Well, yeah, actually, I did. My family did. Yeah, I
Buti
did
pa
that.
kayo.
Oh,
Buti pa
congratulations.
kayo. Congrats to
Safe
you
ka dyan.
guys.
Safe ka dyan, no?
Parang it's like a pageant when you get it. Parang you get called up like, hey, I got it.
That's me. Thank you.
But speak about pageants. Now, is this one of your first pageants or, you've been doing the pageant thing before?
I've been joining pageants since 2019. The first one was just campus-based. The second was also a national pageant. And the third one is Miss Philippines Earth.
Oh, nice. And how's it feel to be a beauty queen?
Oh gosh, there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, sometimes I still can't believe that I miss Philippines water, but it is a different experience. And it's something that you can learn so much from. So I'm proud to say that I am a beauty queen.
Nice.
And
Si Sam had a beautiful question kanina about, being Miss Philippines water.
Water.
Sam, go ahead.
If, let's say, pag Best Philippines Water, talagang you guys focus on water, bodies of water lang ganun?
There are no restrictions. You can focus on anything we want. The advocacies, apostolates that we choose. But I guess maybe when you're Miss Philippines Water, you could focus there if you want to. But we don't have restrictions. So we can be free to do what we want.
What's the best body of water you've seen?
Best body of water would be like in Cabancalan specifically. It was Magaso Falls.
Magaso Falls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I've ever
was beautiful.
been
It was a rainbow when I took a picture. It was the most beautiful sight I've ever seen.
Galing.
Goodness. I want to ask you. So, since you are a thespian and your advocacy is,
Wait, just like Gino. Gino's our thespian here.
Ito man naman, what are the chances?
It's been a while, friends. It's been a while. It's been 15 years.
Example dyan. Konting example dyan, Gino.
What light through yonder window breaks?
Baka mag-spoken word ako dito. Easy ka lang.
Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun. No. But anyway.
you advocate with environmental education, right? And using the arts.
Yes.
Being in a lockdown, how have you navigated through this? By your advocacy, it's quite hard, quite difficult to gather in groups, obviously, and educate and make changes as we go along. It's unfortunate that we're in a pandemic, but I mean there are other ways to do it. So how lend your voice so far, or how are you gonna? Because it is fairly new, so your title. So how have you thought about how you're gonna educate the rest of us and the rest of the Philippines? I think that's one of the things that we do lack is environmental education.
Yeah, I agree. We do lack the environmental education that we need. So in order to cater to a wider audience, I'm part of a theater group and we used social media because we acknowledge that social media is powerful, especially now that we're locked indoors and the only way to communicate with other people is through our gadgets. And I'm just fortunate enough that during my journey in Miss Philippines Earth, I was able to partner up with the LGUs of my communities, and I was able to really conduct it there with the kids.
Oh, like it was a physical thing. Like you were really.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Glad that you still got to do that. Despite everything going on.
It must be difficult being indoors. Are you more of an outdoors kind of girl?
It depends on the mood, really. I'm an ambivert. Sometimes I find myself recharging when I'm outdoors. Sometimes I just love it when I'm inside the house.
A little bit of both. There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
And for other girls, wanting to or thinking of joining a pageant such as the one that you do, Miss Philippines, what are some of the things that you actually picked up, that you learned? And we always talk about empowering a woman and empowering yourself. What are some of the things that you picked up, valuable stuff?
Yeah, especially when you're in a pageant like Miss Philippines Earth, you really have to do your readings because there are a lot of questions and you have to really know yourself. Because I noticed that the questions in Miss Philippines Earth are more personal than they are external. So I really had to dive deep into who I am, and that was something that I really found difficult because I'm 18. I'm still a little lost in life.
I'm kind of figuring everything out. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I took this as an opportunity to really know myself, and I hope that for all the girls out there, if you're planning to join a pageant, I hope that it's a platform for you to even know yourself even better.
What was a question that you kind of had a hard time, in retrospect? Like, let's just say, what was a question that you had a hard time in answering? Because I know that, man, if I remember being 18 correctly, I had no idea who the hell I was. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know what I was going to eat for lunch.
Exactly. I didn't even know what I was doing, where I was. I couldn't remember anything. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. It is hard to kind of answer questions about,
Tama to si Slick, naka-gana na naman.
Naka-freeze lang, tas naka-smile, no? Creeper na creeper, Yeah,
Creeper, tsura, Anyway.
Yeah, but so it's hard to answer questions about yourself, but do you recall a specific question that you had a hard time with, and, how were you able to answer that?
I actually found all the questions difficult, but maybe specifically it was the final question. How do you plan to move forward in this pandemic? I mean, I have a lot of answers to that. I just didn't know how to boil it down to one single thought and get it in under 30 seconds.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Do you still remember how? Okay, now that you're not under time pressure, now that it's not going to be just a 30-second thing. Because I mean, it is a pretty valid question if you think about it. We were lucky enough to go through college and high school in the quote unquote normal way, which is just being face to face and everything. And so our paths were kind of laid out for us. But for the generation now, it's a little bit more difficult because you're basically wading through unknown waters. So what do you plan to do moving forward? With how things are now.
What I said during the pageant was that I plan to move forward using my passions, and I still stick to that because when you find something you're passionate about, you find something that keeps you moving forward. So for me, that was the pageant, not just the pageant, but being a spokesperson for the environment. Because admittedly, at the start of 2021, I had a setback that really stopped me from talking to people, from really getting myself out there. Right. And so I spent my time praying. I asked God, can you give me a sign? What's my purpose in this world? So I think that the pageant was somewhat a divine purpose for me in this world. It was something that helped me find my ikigai. I'm still, finding my way to my purpose of being. But I think that once we find our passions or our little goals in life, then we can keep moving forward, and then they become bigger milestones,
right,
for us to do something even bigger and more significant later on.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
you have your whole life ahead of you. I mean, you're only 18. So,
You know what? Just hearing what you have to say right now, it kind of feels like, yeah, you're good. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be alright. You're gonna head down the right direction.
tell us, Rosella, about your Spider-Man moment and when you fractured your arm. What was going? How the hell did you do that?
I have no idea how you found out about that. But during
Tony has his ways.
Tony has his ways. Yeah.
you have your sources, okay. During grade 2, I was a very active girl. I did not follow my mom. I would always disobey her. She told me, don't play in the monkey bars because sooner or later you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And, me, I kept doing it anyway. So when I climbed up the monkey bars, because I felt really athletic, I climbed up, and then I did this trick where I would like land on my back,
Okay.
but like Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man lands on his front, like that.
Right. Yeah.
But I did it on my back. So like my friends around me were saying, "Oh, that looks cool. Do it again. Do it again." So I did it for 3 more times until I hit the rock, and then it fractured my elbow.
Ooh.
So like it really, this is the elbow, right? It really broke it, and then like it was.
I was just about to say, you're literally the only person I know who's got a fracture from like using the monkey bars. Because like, okay, they're not super. Yeah, like
It's not high, yeah.
Yeah, it's not high, and then you mentioned like you getting off of it like with tricks and everything, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's probably why you fractured it. And, yeah.
Can we see that elbow? Can we see that elbow? Which elbow is it?
I mean, it's okay
It's fine now. I'm sure.
It looks good. It looks good. I just want to know if you can flex it still, or
Honestly, I think my left arm, which is the fractured one, is straighter than the healthy
right,
one.
yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
yeah. We know a guy that can loosen that up.
Sino?
Sino to those?
Who?
Physio guy.
My PT can fix
bleed.
that up.
Dude, it happened in 2nd grade. I'm sure she's fine.
Yeah, I think she's good.
No, if you don't treat it and rehab it properly, it doesn't function as I mean, it's like 70% as opposed to 100%. So,
how did the family feel after you won?
Well, they were proud, especially my mom. I'm sure most of you have seen that iconic moment where I hugged her.
mm-hmm.
Gosh, it was just a really difficult journey for all of us, especially financially. So when I won, it was like, oh, wow, everything paid off, especially my team, which they also put a lot of effort into this, a lot of hard work. So all of this was for them and for the whole community.
When it comes to, obviously, we are in the age of technology, Rocel. How do you deal with all these fans and admirers and even suitors? I'm sure you winning will draw in a couple, guys and boys that will slide
more
in.
attention.
It's unlike in the, during the past years where you didn't have that slide a DM. You didn't have that ability to get in touch with contacting your an artist, a celebrity, or now a beauty pageant. I mean, now we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. And we're all connected in some crazy way where, just hi, how you doing? Congratulations. I mean, do you answer all these messages?
Yeah, I do when I see them. Because there are a lot of messages, I have to admit. And I like to cherish my alone time. So most of the time I would not reply to these messages first. But then sooner or later, I do a lot of time to reply to all of these messages.
All right.
And as technology, what's your favorite app to use? Which one? Which are your top 3?
Top 3 apps to use: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is, wow, creative community. I just love
TikTok is
being
your
on TikTok.
jam.
Content creators talaga.
Yeah, we'll send you this videos. Slick likes to every morning keep us up to date. We'll make sure in that thread as well.
Of all top content creators.
The top TikTokers.
Yeah. Every once in a while, Sam is there, but he's slacking.
My account's on private because it gets too wild.
No.
Don't slack, bro.
I have seen you before, on my feed when I scroll. I think
Yeah. For your page.
Oh, God.
Naka-FYP si Sam.
Iba si Idol.
But what are some of the things that outside of, the arts and, being a spokesperson, what are you into? What do you do for fun?
Why do I for fun? Playing instruments is still arts, right?
Right.
But it's not like visual.
But I mean, yeah.
I also like I like watching films, but that's still art. I don't know. I'm a very
It's all art related.
person.
Yeah, no, but that's fine. More of
Oh wait,
what do you
games
get busy with?
actually. Video game.
Oh, okay. What kind of games do you play?
The Mountain Blade franchise.
Yes, of course.
Oh my god, yes.
Wow.
Bannerlord. I
That's
honestly
such a
favorite game ever.
okay. I'm so happy that you said that because it's not like it's a mainstream game, and it's one of those hidden. Not really a hidden gem, more of like a cult classic from the first Mountain Blade, and then now they've got the beta access for
Bannerlord. Yeah.
Good job! Wow, legit. Okay,
You have impressed Gino.
I'm so impressed. I'm so ridiculously impressed right now because I have maybe on my Steam I've got maybe 3 people who play it, and I'm like, yo, you have to get on in this game. It's because it's not like your usual Call of Duties and your Valorants and your what I mean. So very awesome, very very cool.
Do you
Plus
stream as well?
1 million cool points.
Stream yourself when you play, or is just for your personal?
Do I what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Do you stream when you go online?
I actually was planning on going streaming. I mean, I bought a microphone, I bought some lights, but I still need that thing where you capture the video in real time because it lags. Yeah.
Capture card.
Yeah, that.
Elgato.
But if you're using the PC, right? Because are you planning on streaming Mountain Blade, or are you planning on streaming like a different game, or
I am planning on streaming the games where there are more people, like maybe Valorant.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, then I'll just gradually go to the games I really like.
Right.
Yeah.
Very smart way of going
Fruit
about it.
Ninja, ganun. Fruit Ninja.
I mean, yung Fruit Ninja. Bagong-bago, Baksa.
You know me.
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush muna. Diba?
In terms of, I guess, being 18, I'm sure you're going to have boys text you and call you. This is the formative years where guys are just, they want to explore, they want to meet new people. What are your plans? Or are you, what's your status? Are you single? Are you dating?
Are you allowed?
That's a good question.
You want to be looking to my right and asking my mom for permission first, Ma? I'm just kidding. But I am single. I don't have any plans of having a boyfriend yet. But I am just focusing on myself because there's this thing that I believe in. You have to love yourself first. Focus on yourself first, and then don't come looking for someone. Just be your own love of your life, and then the whole world will come looking for you.
Has that always been your mindset, or is it something that you kind of developed, as you got a little quote unquote older? Because I mean, not every 18-year-old out there will think that way. You know what I mean? I'm sure Tony, when he was 18, maybe when he was 13, he was already thinking about getting into, not a relationship per se, but getting into some action, and then so it's highly unusual. So is that something that you've always kind of had, or something that you developed along the way?
It's something I developed. I mean, I did have my share of relationships, but you know, you're really young. You get all of these traumatic experiences, all these heartbreaks.
Oh, it only
and then
gets
you learn
better.
from it.
It gets better
Yeah,
as you
it
get
only gets
older.
better.
I'm being sarcastic. Like that. No, it doesn't. It's equally as traumatic. Okay. So you basically trained yourself to think that way. Hey.
Well, how did you get over heartache? I mean, as being 18, it's you're also finding more about yourself and learning as things go, as you said. And how did you deal with disappointment and heartache? I mean, what's your recovery routine? Was it a lot of Netflix? Was it a lot of just soul searching?
There was a lot of crying for many months. For many months. And that's okay. You have to allow yourself to feel these emotions. Because
That's true.
I did try like running away from it, ignoring them, and then it just got worse. So I had to acknowledge what I was feeling because these emotions are my friends. They're trying to tell me something. And maybe it was trying to tell me, no, wait, you have to focus on yourself first. Because during my past relationships, I think I was more of a giver. I think I loved to my detriment. And so I really had to take time for myself and really put that love to myself first.
Wow, that's so deep at 18.
I know, right?
Oh, exactly. But it's just like, wow.
I think at 18, I had moved out. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life.
I think the things that she's already figured out, I figured out when I was 30. You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
Yeah.
definitely not the mindset I had when I was 18.
I mean, how are your friends? Are they also on the same mindset as you? I mean, at 18, you want to go out, party,
Pretty mature, yeah.
I would think that at 18, your first thing is to just experience being a teenager legally. You want to do things that are now that you're.
That you couldn't do when you were 17 or 16, though. But now that you're 18, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I have all of those nights with my friends. And especially now, since we're in the pandemic, we can't go out. We have our inuman nights. Walwal, okay lang yan. We need those nights.
Okay, I wouldn't think of you as a heavy drinker, or at least one that consumes alcohol.
But what's your drink of choice?
Drink of choice. I don't like hard liquor. I like wine. But I like beer too.
Oh, wine.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. I think that will change eventually. As
You progress.
Yeah.
It's a phase of life.
Eventually, you'll want to get 151, then eventually.
Honestly, you're probably an old soul because I don't think anyone at 18 that I was with.
Or maybe we just hung out with the wrong people, Tones.
That's true. That's true.
At 18, it was, it was a 40 ouncer. It was a Long Island iced tea. Definitely.
Weng. Singapore sling.
Sa mga locals lang yan, Sam. Yung mga gin pong. Di ba yung mga...
Gin pong.
Yung 40 ouncer, wala namang 40 ouncer sa Pinas. Parang yung 40 ouncer.
It's the big, I guess the Red Horse bottles and the San Mig.
Yeah.
But that's basically beer.
Lampanog. Tapos lampanog at the time. Like the bubblegum lampanog.
So you've never taken a shot.
Especially if you try Imperial Blue Light. Oh my God, I'll change your life.
Hayo.
My mom's right here.
Oh, let's
Hi,
see
Tita.
Give Tita some airtime. Tita, airtime.
Tita, let's see give Tita some airtime.
We want to see Tita.
Okay, it's just ahead.
Ayun na daw.
Kami lang.
Next time daw. Next time. Invite nyo ko daw ulit.
No naman.
How strict is Tita? Like when it comes to just being a mother, is she strict with when it comes to education, with your obviously because you did have high honors in high school, so I'm thinking disciplinarian.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Yeah, my mom is like the typical Filipino mom. Yeah, she is strict, but she only does it because she doesn't like trust the people around me. Like she trusts me. Trust me enough, just not the people around me. So
always
as
the
long
best
as she knows where I'm going, as long as she knows who I'm with, okay lang.
Yeah. Okay. So you're afforded some
No
para
trust.
liberties.
Some leeway.
Speaking of trust, Rosel, your mom is there. Have her look into the not have her look into the screen, but she sees 4 guys here, right? First impression, just have her see who wouldn't she trust to hang out with.
Who does she trust?
Sino mukhang dubious?
She doesn't have to show her face. Just tell her to look at us.
Pili ka daw.
Oh.
Pili ka.
There's
You don't have to show your face.
Yeah,
Sino
pinakamukhang
pili-
delikado.
Pinakadelikado?
Yeah, pinakadelikado. Based on
mukhang-
looks, first impressions, first impression.
Kasi if you see him at the door, parang no, get him out.
Nope, you are not taking out. You're not going out with my daughter at all.
Alis.
Ano? Ayaw yung sagutin.
Okay lang. It's just first impressions now.
Don't worry. We won't be offended.
Yung pinaka-top. Sino sa pinaka-top?
Si Sam.
Oy, teka, si Tony nasa top.
Hindi, ikaw. Sa feed.
Anong suot? Anong color ng t-shirt? Para sure.
Wala pa rin tayo naka-black and red.
Hindi, para lang confirm. Para ma-confirm natin. Iba-iba kasi screen yung order. Hindi, I just wanna make sure that we're talking about the same person. Ano kulay ng t-shirt?
Black daw.
Dalawa tayo naka... Ikaw na yun.
Ay, naka.
You na, Sam, you.
Rosel, do you also agree? Because your mom has usually mothers are always right? We never
Mother's intuition and all.
exactly. Mothers are always correct. What about you, Rosel? From what you got so far, who would you think that and feel that this one is a bad influence on me, or he would be?
Oh my God.
No, it's okay. Judge us. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Honestly, who asked me about the liquor thing?
It's slick.
Tony.
Si Slick yung nag-ano. What's your drink of choice, diba?
Si Kuya Slick. Very.
Kuya Slick.
Oh, yeah. Yun tuloy.
He has been called that before.
You are correct, Gino. I will not deny that. But it's all good.
Right.
It's all good. But what has your mom advised you with, like, say, dating or just even talking to someone potential?
Not right now. He says, not now. So focus on what has to be focused on. Set your priorities. And mine is not relationships. No.
Very good.
Tony feels the same way. He doesn't prioritize relationships also.
It's been so many years.
I know. It's like, no, it's just not my priority right now.
It's just all about me.
No, I get her, but at 18, because
Yeah. I mean, it's such a... Sam was right. Like, it's such a mature way of thinking. You know what I mean? Like, it's very... Like, especially in high school or in college, chances are people are like, yo, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? Like, oh, I've got a boyfriend. I've got a girlfriend. Like, it's so cool. Like, it's one of those metrics that, we use as a...
yeah, because I mean, we're our social influences are basically our cartoons, our movies, TV shows, our friends and family. It's always about
Getting into a relationship. Yeah.
who you with, who's making you happy, and I think if people realize that you can't be happy by being with someone, you have to have a happy. It has to come from yourself. The pure source, and it's hard for people to understand that because we're so influenced and by everything around us. So it's quite difficult. But at 18, I'm like, I always wanted to be single, but I mean, you always want to at least meet someone. I mean, and
I just want to clarify, Tones. Like, ever since, like, you never had a moment where you were like, oh, I want a girlfriend. Like, maybe when you were 14 or 15,
Oh yeah, 14, 15. My
Okay.
like the was prom. You know what I mean? Like that was probably the most intense relationship I've ever had, which was
Prom,
at
your
least
prom date?
20. Yeah, my prom date. You know what I mean? That was a girl that, my dad caught me with. So I would think that
Was she the one that broke your heart?
I don't think she broke my heart. I think it was years. I think it was probably when I was 14, 15. I think I was 16, 17. So I think it was more of, or learning early. But I wasn't like Rocel, where I wanted to be single, thinking that I wanted to
Focus on
learn
yourself.
more about myself. I wanted to be single because,
So you could get with more people.
Oh God.
oh
Right?
yeah, that one.
Well, yeah. See?
Iba si Gino Padilla.
Because I was always traveling though, because I had moved to the States for quite some time, for a short bit, Boston and Florida. So moving, you can't really be in a relationship because and I transferred high schools as well. So anything stable, I was always leaving.
Yeah.
And you never leave high school, right? Like who leaves their high school in last year? I left. I left all my friends and went to another high school, and then I moved. So being in a relationship wasn't like, first off, mine was
I had
search
3
the
high
world.
schools, man. So
search the world, just meet people. I think that it wasn't about soul searching for myself. So that's quite deep. Man. That's super. That's heavy, but it's great.
yeah,
I think guys at 18 would be like, I'm masyado.
I think they'd be weirded out, to be honest. Like
They feel
it's
like
hard to process that kasi when you're 18, you're like, yo, but I love you. Why can't we be together? Diba? That's probably what you're thinking. Like, I love you. I got so much feelings for you. Oh.
I would have asked myself, since brought that up.
Yeah.
What are some of the red flags that girls should be wary about at 18 years old that guys promise, guys say? What are classic lines na, you're the only one. There's no one else.
Oh my God. I guess during fights, guys would be like, sorry ha, ito lang ako, sorry ha.
Oh, sorry, tao lang. Sorry, tao lang. Hindi ako perfect eh. Sorry naman, hindi ako perfect. I love that line.
Gaslight.
I love
Guess
that
what?
line.
Your mom is so right. She picked the right guy.
Ay, nako.
Natira na naman si Sam mo.
Ako na naman nakita nyo.
you were so quiet pa.
Okay.
You're at the very top. You're at the very top, Sam, of the food chain.
You're number one.
Usually, the most dubious one is the better one. The quiet one is the dangerous one.
Who do you think is the quiet one, Rocel, out of us four?
Si Kuya Rick.
Kuya Rick.
Si Kuya Rick talaga. Kuya Rick. Kuya Rick. You gotta watch out for them Kuya Ricks in your life.
Yeah, the
huh?
kuya.
Oh, don't worry. You know what? These three, I'll tell you which one is safe and no good. No good.
Ay, nako. Why you even trust secret,
no
Ito mga kuya figure na to, marami na nadali dyan eh. Yung mga, Kuya,
Rocel,
my
who do
heart
you-
is broken. I got you.
Yeah. Who do you think is married?
Married. Si Kuya Gino.
Yes.
Kuya Rick.
Kuya Gino.
Yun.
Yes.
Correct.
Good job. Oh.
Good eye.
Seriously?
So ano pinapalabas mo, Tones? Na dahil married kami, ha?
Oh.
Anong gusto mong mangyari?
I wanted to see
Ano,
Rocel
ha?
smell out. Who could she smell out if she could smell it?
I'm literally wearing a ring. It's right there.
And I have a cartoon background. So parang
Exactly. You know that.
So there's a reason why it's like that. But Rocel, I mean, looking back at say some of your experiences, what is there a moment that you could say to yourself now that that wasn't a smart thing to do?
Honestly, I don't have any regrets. I
Only
don't
lessons
have any
learned.
regrets. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Tita, listen, tita. That came from me. I better think about your first impression, tita. You think?
Bawi-bawi agad
Yeah, because in the Bible, Philippians chapter 2, verse 4, Jesus said, in the Bible, the first will be the last and the last will be the first. So I'm the first, I'm also the last.
Pero lahat ng lessons natin galing Philippians.
It is. That's the one he has on his screen.
Yun lang alam ko eh.
That's his screen.
Basa ko eh.
Yan yung default 10.
Yun lang alam ko eh.
Iba naman. It's always that one eh.
Leviticus next time. Leviticus tayo susunod. Para maiba.
Okay, so Rocel, we have this thing on the show where we do joke time, good time, short time, long time. So the joke time kind of guy is the funny friend. You have to pick one of us and put us in a category. So who would be your joke time? And then we have good time. The good time is
Your coffee
the
friend.
content. You have a problem, you have an issue.
Like a
you
best
call.
friend.
Yeah.
But like nothing's ever gonna happen to you. Like you just know that it's gonna be platonic all throughout. Like it's just, you're just really good friends.
And the short time is a summer love affair. So it's just for the summer. And you meet him, it's great, it's short, and it's sweet, and that's it. And then you have the long time, which is someone that you introduce to your mother, which Tita is there.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, it's joke time, good time, short time, long time.
Okay,
Start off with
then
joke time.
Joke time.
What do you think is
who do
your...
I choose from?
Yeah, all four of us. Just pick
All
one.
four.
Okay, joke time.
You
One
just
per
have to put...
category.
One per category.
Okay. Joke time would be with Tony.
Si Toon. First time na
Ay,
joke
si
time. Si
Kuy.
Toon.
Tsaka hindi nakaligtas sa kuya. Yung mga naka-red kuya eh. Mga naka-red kuya eh. Oh. Actually, that's a compliment already. They usually call him
Actually,
Tito. So, okay.
Step up na yung kuya. Oh.
Step up na yung kuya. That's a level up already.
Okay, next is good time.
A joke time si Toon.
Si Kuya Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
si Kuya Rick.
Mga naka-red talaga medyo.
Next we go with the black t-shirt boys. So next is short time.
Short time. Kuya Gino.
Yun. Short time.
And Tita! Hello!
First will be the last. The last will be the first.
I told you, based on Philippians, the last will be the first.
Okay, so why is your long time? Yeah.
My explanation pa yun. Siguro, I don't know. There's just it's like something I can't point out. But it's like you feel it, you know?
Mysterious boy.
Yan.
Oh, yan talaga mysterious boy.
Oh, mysterious eh. Mga hindi ma-point out.
That's why Tita's right. Tita's no.
Yeah. That's why Tita told you stay away from that guy.
Intuition is right. Yung mga mysterious na yan, na kuya.
Got it.
Much, Rocel, for coming on. How can people follow you? Check you out on your socials.
Alright, so my Facebook is Rocel Songano. My Facebook page is Rocel Angela Songano. My Instagram is @rsongano, and I even have a TikTok account. It's Rocel Songano. So if you want to follow me, just do that.
There you go. And if you're eventually going to start streaming, are you going to do it on Facebook or Twitch? Or
Probably Twitch, but maybe I could do it on Facebook, but I have to figure things out first. So maybe you guys can help me if you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ask our gamer here, si Gino Boy.
No.
Boy.
The streaming part is easy. It's the continuously streaming part that's that becomes.
Kuya G will help you out with the parts and what
The
you need to
parts,
do there.
excuse me, mahirap maghanap ng parts.
May reco yan, may reco.
Tech support lang tayo, sir.
But ni Gina na yung parts.
Uy, excuse me.
Or even yung gaming chair na lang. Yeah.
No, you know,
May
Tones,
share na ko dito pero di ko ginamit.
Tones has a secret lab that's just, gathering up dust in his apartment.
I bought Secret Lab and it's not even being used.
Exactly. What a waste. Use
And it
it.
won't be used for another couple of months. Goodness gracious.
But do you want to say hi to anyone?
Yeah. I want to say hi to my friends who are watching. Probably watching. My mom right here. Yeah. Hi, ma. Watching the screen. And of course, my titas and titos. I know they're watching too. And to everyone out there who's watching tonight, thank you so much for being with us and accompanying us. And I hope you had fun. And to everyone out there, I know that it can get hard sometimes, but just take some time to pause and to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing is important.
Yeah, tsaka may nakalala ko, they forgot to breathe. Ayun, na deads, no? So don't forget to breathe. So breathe, guys. Breathe. If you forget, it's dangerous.
But thank you.
Thanks, Rocel.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, take care.
Be safe.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye, Tita.
Bye, Tita. We'll see you soon. Your guesting is next, Tita.
Till next time.
So, si first and last guy, eh.
Oh,
Iba.
Mysterious voice, eh.